And we're walking. A lot of people will tell you that stress kills, and I'm not talking about physical ailments and that sort of thing. I'm talking about up here. It kills creativity. And as somebody who has a bug on his arm, not any longer, as somebody who thrives on being creative and creating videos for YouTube and Instagram posts and all that stuff, my stress level's been way too high. So I'm gonna do a little bit of mental dumping today in this short video, and hopefully not only get my endorphins rushing and all that other, physiological response to movement stuff, but also kind of explain how I get through some of the stress. And really honestly, with every YouTube video I make, and there have been a lot at this point, I always struggle with how to open a video, the hook, to get people that want to watch the whole thing. Anyway, we're back up at the park. I came to some realizations. So I last walked last week, and then over the weekend I took my motorcycle out both days for some good rides, and I ended up walking quite a bit. So it was standing and talking and walking, and it wasn't the brisk pace that we're experiencing here today. It was a little bit slower paced, but it was still constant movement. And that was both days. In fact, on Sunday, I was actually laying on the ground taking pictures of my bike. More on cameras in just a minute. You know what? Let's go down this hill. Look. Whee! Plot twist. Ooh! Yeah, I'm just gonna walk through the woods and risk getting eaten up by bugs, but it seemed like the thing to do at the time. But I've been under a lot of stress. I have some vehicular issues, and I have small children, and the walking I did last week, through the trees. Oh, look at that cinematic movement, right? The walking I did last week hurt my knees, and that's going to be, I think, the next video is kind of explaining why I am pretty sure I can only do about 10 minutes of walking in a day, because I deal with a lot of pains, but we'll deal with that in the next one. But everything's been compounding, and I'm looking over here. Hey, there's a path. Let's go walk through this path. So everything's been compounding. Family life, work life, YouTube life. It's all a bit much. So I'm kind of, I don't want to say I'm falling apart at the seams. Hey, look where we came out. That's neat. Oh, this is nice. Look at the image this DJI Pocket 3 puts out. What a fantastic little camera. I was going to say little buddy, but it's not actually a buddy. It's just a camera. So, yeah, we're going off the rails today. We're going to walk through here. So last week I edited a bunch of videos, had my creative juices really flowing, and then one stress after another, it just kills me. So it all culminated in a food issue. I was given some food that was home cooked, but apparently it used expired ingredients, which the person didn't know. So shortly after bringing this stuff home, I opened the pot and I'm like, oh, that reeks to high heaven. It smelled like one of my dogs crapped in the house, and can't have that. Let's go back up here. Yep, we're just moving. 10 minutes a day, moving. So I did move the last however many days. Look at this, there's a whole path through here. Look what I just found. This is cool, there's a whole path. And it probably runs behind me too. So we're gonna walk it. So I had to dispose of like 5 gallons of the food that was in this pot. And the person that made it is very close to me. And so I felt bad for them that they used an expired product in their food that they gave to me. And then I had to dispose of it. It was gag inducing, it was so bad. But this is just one thing after another that has really, you know what? I took a few days off of editing videos. I did. I piled up the footage and I said, I'll get to it eventually. It's not a priority right now. Up here, this is always your priority. And I know people say that, but I live it because I really enjoy editing videos and crafting a story and, you know, telling a story through video and having all the special effects. And I gotta watch the ground because that's the sky, that's the ground. Yeah, it's tree rooted. Anyway, moving on. I enjoy that process. I don't enjoy the hooks and the packaging and all that stuff, but the actual process of making a video is very fun to me. So when I don't feel up to doing that for 1, 2, 7 days in a row, it really kind of breaks my heart because it's like, that's one of my happy places. I have a lot of happy places. One of them's on the motorcycle and one of them's editing video. So I use my 2 mantras to get through that. One, you have a 100% track record of making it through a bad day, and we're gonna make it through this opening behind the tennis courts. And there's somebody over there, so I'm gonna go over this way. And the other one is do something nice for yourself every day. And that's really what this has become. You know what? I don't wanna walk, over there. It's a little steep and muddy. I got a plan B here. Yeah, we're gonna walk past this rock. It stops a vehicle, but it can't stop a John who's walking. That's the goal, right? You can't stop the walkers. So where was I? Yeah, do something nice for yourself every day. So that's become my walking. And if I'm feeling some kind of overstimulated or out of sorts, now I just go for a walk. I've only been doing this for a week, but it's already become one of those things that's up in my head and says, this is what we got to do. And this is what we're going to do today. And I'm going to make it happen. And it lets me put my thoughts out for anybody that cares. And at this point, I think the only people watching this channel are people that care about me. And some of them will come in through one video or another and realize, hey, I kind of like hearing what this guy has to say. And that's literally my only expectation with this whole channel. It's just like a repository for deep thoughts with John, as a friend of mine put it. But we got 2.5 minutes left of our walking. We're gonna do it uphill. Look at that. Oh, up the hill, up the hill. So I mentioned earlier I was gonna get back on cameras. Yeah, so I decided to do a little bit of a test, right? So I was out on my motorcycle this weekend, both days, like I mentioned earlier. Those videos will be on my main channel in like a month. But I didn't bring this camera, the Pocket 3. I brought my Nikon Z30 and I brought my Canon R6 Mark II. And I put the widest lens I have for each one on each respective camera. So 12 to 28 on the Z30 and 15 to 30 on the R6 Mark II. And anybody that's into cameras knows what I'm talking about. If you're not into cameras, you should be. It's a lot of fun. It's an expensive hobby, and that's all I have is expensive hobbies. I mentioned that in this video up here, right? So anyway, I did a test of walking handheld, and like, this is a Pocket 3. Creator combo is just under $1,000 if you can get it, like on Amazon, and I think it's still a bargain at that price. It was a super bargain 5-6 months ago when I bought it. Was it $669 for the Creator combo? It was a super bargain then. Man, this is really steep. I know I'm breathing heavy. Yeah, 10 minutes of breathing heavy. That's what you clicked on YouTube for, right? Whew. But I'm still moving. But even at $1,000, the Pocket 3 is just a phenomenal bit of kit, as my friends across the pond would say. It has a gimbal. It has the stabilization, which is from the gimbal, but also the leveling. So like, I'm moving the camera quite a bit, and the footage is like barely moving probably. It's a wonderful thing. Oh, here comes a car. Gotta walk off to the side. Oh, there's somebody with a Lotus. Look at that. Yeah, that's cool. That is super cool. It's a nice Lotus. I dig it.
What's that?
I said I dig it. That's cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, now he's on YouTube. That's all right.
That's like the 3rd or 4th time.
Oh yeah?
Yep.
I'm just walking along, recording everybody. Well, recording myself. Have a good one. Look, they even waved to the camera. All right, so we got to finish this out. We're over 10 minutes now. So I did the handheld test with the cameras, and I was not pleased. The stability just ain't there on my Nikon or my Canon, but it is there on the Pocket 3. So once again, I will link my review on another channel down below. I swear to goodness, if you want to record anything and there's any kind of movement, just pony up the grand and buy the Pocket 3. Like, I use this thing almost every day for the last 6 or 8 months. Freaking phenomenal. I had one issue recently where the camera drained its battery overnight, but I left it in the battery extension handle, and I must not have turned it off right. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for watching and listening to me complain. You're now my therapist. If you want to be my therapist some more, go click on this video, and don't forget your 2 mantras. I mentioned them earlier, but I'm going to mention them again. 1, you have a 100% track record of making it through a bad day, and 2, do something nice for yourself every day. Maybe it's going for a 10-minute walk. Bye.